everyone's Twitter feed's blowing up right now with like Clawdbot, well, now Moltbot, and whether you should use a Mac Mini or put it on VPS for $5. And everyone's like, no, buy a Mac Mini. It's super fun. You can do all these crazy things. We're like, no, why? You're stupid. Just spend $5 on a VPS and you're good to go. So I went back and forth and I waffled and I debated and I questioned it and I realized I wasn't even sure what I wanted to do with this thing, but I knew I just wanted to tinker and experiment and see what's going on with it. So at first I put it on an AWS free instance and it was fine. I realized a couple things first, which was it wasn't able to access my native Mac apps that I use all the time, like music, and I also have Sonos speakers in the house. Couldn't access that, which is fine. But I was like, oh, that'd be really cool. And, you know, Apple reminders, we always have a grocery list on there. It'd be really cool if I could access all these things. And then also, I woke up the next morning and my AWS instance had run out of disk space. And I'm not really sure why. I've deleted the instance since, so I don't know. I know other people haven't had that issue. So I don't know how much space it had or what caused it at this point. But I hadn't even done all that much with it. So anyway, I then ordered a Mac Mini and whatever, found one for $500 on Amazon. I thought I'd just try it out. So I ordered it. Pretty much right after I ordered it, I saw a tweet from Peter, who created Moltbot. He was like, I stayed up late doing this for you guys so that you could now connect Linux or whatever VPS through a node, which is basically a way to like open up certain parts of your local Mac. So you could say, give it access to certain files or certain apps, I believe. I haven't used it, but that's what it sounded like. So then I was like, oh, now great. Maybe I don't need the Mac and maybe I'll send it back. So the Mac came and I was like, I'm going to give it one more try on a VPS. So I set up on DigitalOcean, hit some errors, and I was just like, screw it. I'm just going to open the Mac Mini and just see what happens. So I did, and it's been really cool. I like having it on my own network. I like that I can open the interface and like log in and see things. It makes some things a little bit easier. I can also log in remotely from my other Mac. It's able to like actually launch a browser and log in as me, or actually in my case, I gave it its own credentials. So it's able to launch a browser and do certain things. So for example, if it's like looking at a website or Reddit or whatever, it's less likely to trigger a bot stuff. So that's cool. Other people have said, my friend Daniel was like, oh, I also run other LLMs on it. So if you're running Llama or other LLMs on it that, you know, what they don't charge you per call at that point because you own you got the LLM on your local machine. That's a great use case for it. Anything else that's going to be resource intensive is great to have on the Mac Mini, because if you end up doing your development on there as well through being able to message through Signal or Telegram or whatever and have do your development, you're going to need a bigger machine. So by the time you do that, your $5 VPS is going to now be $50 a month or something. So anyway, I think a lot of it depends on what you want to do with it. And I think it's so early on that most of us don't even know what we want to do with it. We're just experimenting. We need to see what it does and then see what we want to do with it. And now a lot of people are saying this is going to be a 1 week thing and people are going to move on and all these Mac Minis are going to be out for cheap on the market. Just fine. You do not need a Mac Mini for this. If you want to just experiment and tinker, get a VPS. And if you change your mind, don't want it, this doesn't matter. And definitely don't stretch yourself thin if you don't have the money to buy a Mac Mini. Don't do it. If you like to tinker and you want to screw around and see what you can do with it, it's a totally great thing to do. It's been super fun. I'll also say, even if Molt isn't, you know, that useful for us right now, turns out to be, it's been useful for me. But what I'm saying, it's like something else is going to come along. To me, it's showing that there's this whole new genre, this whole new category of like a personal AI system with all of these things that we kind of train it to do or ask it to do and have it build for us. And so again, those could be done on a VPS, but because I don't think that's going away, I think I'm going to definitely keep tinkering with this, whether it's with Moltbot or the next thing or something I build myself. I like having that a local system that I own and control, and no one can take that from me. That's my assessment, and curious to see what you choose and what you build.